Hi, I'm Irene Holmes. Welcome to my stories. Loretta Files Rosewood, Chapter 4. Loretta Casts Her Nets. The nicest thing about old age is that no one expects you to rush anymore. You can do everything slowly, thoughtfully, like a chess player preparing a match. Loretta had already been living in Rosewood Garden for a week and was fully enjoying her freedom from children and grandchildren. She loved spending time on the balcony, sipping coffee or tea with lemon. From her height, she had a perfect view of the park and the neat one-story cottages with small terraces. Married couples lived there, as well as people who didn't like stairs or apartments. These beautiful doll-like houses surrounded the main three-story building along the perimeter. In one of them lived Miss Betty, whom Loretta had met once at the cafe. Loretta decided to get to know Betty better. A loud, talkative, but surprisingly observant woman, Betty adored telling stories about the residents of the community and knew everything about everyone. One morning after breakfast, the two women sat on a bench in the park, and Betty was breathlessly sharing the latest gossip. Loretta, an experienced criminal investigator, skillfully asked questions, nodded, acted surprised, all while quietly steering the conversation toward Harold Thompson. "Can you imagine?" Betty said, loudly whispering. "Mr. Thompson is courting 3 ladies at the same time." "You don't say!" Loretta pretended to be shocked. "Who would have thought our place had such drama?" "What drama?" Betty snorted. "Everyone thinks he's rich, but I know the truth. His pension is barely enough to feed a cat." Loretta listened carefully, nodding, sometimes adding phrases like, "Oh, poor things. They must just want some attention." "Of course," Betty agreed. "Every third woman here is looking for a romance so she doesn't feel old." After talking with Betty, Loretta knew one thing. Harold was still in good shape. That old charmer had managed to juggle 3 romances at once, with Grace, with Nora, and with Betty herself, and each of them was convinced that he loved only her. "Well, old man," Loretta thought, "time to shake your charismatic charm a little." She decided not to interfere directly. Why? It's much more interesting to let life put everything in its place. She only needed to give things a gentle push. The next day, Loretta invited the ladies for tea. Just tea with no special occasion. She said she wanted to get to know them better. The women gladly agreed. They didn't have much else to do anyway. Each of them came dressed up, Nora in a bright scarf and pink lipstick, Grace with pearl earrings and a fresh hairstyle, and Betty with her usual smirk and perfume you could smell from 10 feet away. They sat on the balcony, drank tea, nibbled cookies, and discussed community news, who got sick, who moved, who was secretly seeing the massage therapist. Loretta listened, nodded, laughed in the right moments, and gradually led the conversation toward Harold. No one would have guessed she already knew everything about him. "Oh, that Mr. Thompson," Grace sighed dreamily. "Such a gentleman, so charming. Imagine, he promised to take me on a cruise." "A cruise?" Nora repeated. "Strange. He told me he can't stand the sea." Betty bit her lip and stared into her cup. Loretta put on an innocent expression. "Really? He once told me he had the soul of a sailor. I wonder which one of us he isn't lying to." A short silence hung over the table. The women exchanged glances, but none of them showed it. The conversation quickly switched to other topics. New neighbors, the cafe's menu, the weather, but the atmosphere had already changed. Loretta saw clearly. A seed of doubt had been planted in each of them. Now she simply had to wait until it sprouted. Later, when the ladies left, Loretta stayed alone on the balcony. The sun was setting behind the trees. The wind gently rustled the leaves, and the scent of roses drifted from the park. The evening was perfect. "Old Harold," Loretta said with a smile, "if you promise 3 women the same thing, at least make sure they aren't sitting at the same table."